counter, Maya? Oh, Miss Jacko has to join the counter too.
Alright everybody, welcome to the 9th year of Drunkview. And we're starting it off with another Jason Statham movie.
Yep, happy January.
Yep, January. Anyways, Aiden, what is the plot of The Beekeeper?
The Beekeeper is a John Wick clone. Jason Statham is a beekeeper who is also part of an organization, retired from an organization called the Beekeepers, who's the toppest, secretest government agency devoted to keeping peace. Like bees, I guess.
Yeah, bees.
And his kindly old woman friend gets scammed out of $2 million and kills herself. And then he says, I'm gonna fuck up these Zoomers. And he unravels a conspiracy that goes all the way to the top, all the way to Madam President Hillary Clinton, who cheated at the election to get elected as president.
Yeah, pretty
This
much.
is a real movie.
Yeah.
Connor, what'd you think of The Beekeeper?
I thought The Beekeeper was fucking horrible, personally. The John Wick formula has gotten boiled down. The stunt actors of America have learned that the John Wick style is what sells, so they have made it fast food, where anybody can make wicked awesome action. And now, even the geezer teasers have John Wick action. And this is one of them. The plot is essentially that every boomer in the world gets scammed by a bunch of Zoomers, but they know them as millennials because millennials to boomers are anybody between the ages of 0 and 55. Like, if you're not at retirement age, you're a lazy millennial that drinks too much Starbucks.
That's true.
So the boomers are pissed at the millennials because they keep getting phone scammed because they don't understand how to use the computer. So Jason Statham says this is a fucking outrage what they're doing to America's best people. Me, an Australian man, is the top secret agent, the British Isles. I became the top secret agent, designed as a sleeper cell who will kill until the problem is solved or they die. So they try to send a series of assassins after him, all while PETA from the Hunger Games and Five Nights at Freddy's with the Logan Paul haircut zips around on his hoverboard playing Fortnite on his fucking sticky iPad and hacks old people for millions of dollars. And then he puts that money towards prostitutes, coke, and winning his mom the election so that she can become the president. Which is a really clear, like, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden commentary that David Ayer wanted to put in there because this movie is schizophrenic. But there's some commentary based on, like, political politics. But this isn't a right-wing movie. It's more like those angry Facebook posts by old boomers who are like, all these millennials ages 55 to 0 to in the womb to fetus level. You know, at 13 days you get a heartbeat. At 13 days to a boomer you become a millennial. So these lazy Starbucks drinking millennials who are ripping off all the boomers just because they don't know how to use the computer and work for an honest goddamn living. The election was rigged, and since gender swapped Joe Biden is an honest boomer, she's like, I'm gonna tell the truth to maintain the integrity of America.
Yeah, this
well,
is
my
the most
piece of
Facebook
shit
movie ever made.
Well, my piece of shit son, who rides around on a hoverboard and posts on Instagram and fucks just goes on the Epstein flights or whatever. He's a bad kid. So I'm gonna tell the honest to God truth.
Yep.
And that's what I'm gonna fucking do. And then Jason Statham kills everybody. And at one point they're like, And at one point they're like, this is my fellow beekeeper, and she's gonna make Jason Statham's life a living hell. And then David Ayer gender swapped Jared Leto's Joker into the movie, and she pulls up in her purple Ferrari because they couldn't legally do the purple Lamborghini again because that's a registered trademark of Lamborghini Company in Detective Comics. So she pulls up on her purple like motorcycle in a Heath Ledger Joker costume, and then she dies in one scene after trying to kill him with the chain gun she has mounted.
Yeah.
It's fucking embarrassing. And Jason Statham just runs around and he's like, elderly people really have it worse than children. Children who are taken advantage of at least have the parents to love and care for them.
Well, he also.
But old elderly people, the boomers, don't have anybody to look after them.
There's also a
They're gonna cry into their $1 million.
There's also
Social Security and ability to retire.
There's also a lot of scenes of people just reciting bee facts or making bee puns. Lots of bee puns.
Yeah. Which is funny because David Ayer just came out and was like, making superhero movies funny and not serious is what's ruining the superhero genre. I saw that literally today because he's on the press circuit mad. He doesn't even talk about the Beekeeper. He's just really mad that he doesn't get his cut of Suicide Squad. Which, fair enough. He kind of got robbed by Warner Brothers for his big shot at the mainstream. And he got put into the geezer teaser and Netflix subgenre since then.
Yeah.
That's kind of been the fate he's been resigned to after Suicide Squad when he took the fall. So fair enough, you know. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a ungodly cringy movie. They try to do the Wolf of Wall Street thing every time they're at the cybersecurity hacker firms, which are lit up by neon lights because they know that us millennials like to hang up neon lights around our gaming PCs. So it's a bunch of guys smoking weed and playing on the gaming PC, being like, "Yes, I robbed an innocent old boomer who worked 60 years at the church of a $500 million Roth IRA." And then they like start high-fiving and like using fidget spinners and playing Fortnite. And
Don't forget vaping. PETA just vapes constantly.
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much the movie.
Yeah.
And Jason Statham's like, "Why don't you smoke unfiltered cigarettes like a man?" And then punches him in the neck, you know, and he starts gagging and then he starts shooting people. And then the movie just unceremoniously ends.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. I thought it was fucking horrid. But, you know what? That'll happen. Anyhow, Aiden, what did you think of The Beekeeper?
It's okay. It's very cringe and embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's the most Facebook movie ever made.
Yeah.
Where the innocent boomers all get roped into the evil schemes of vaping Zoomers who steal their pensions and hack the election. Jason Statham goes on a bunch of like January 6th rants about how a true president needs to be instated, and then everyone will just sit around talking about bees. It's embarrassing and weird, but I found it funny for that. And then, you know, like all these John Wick knockoffs, they've kind of perfected the formula. It has decent enough action.
I mean, John Wick perfected the formula. These movies are just like, let's make a really vague and weird plot, and then kind of like try to make it simple like the first John Wick, but also way too overly convoluted.
Yeah. And then, yeah, the action's fine. For a January movie, I mean, it's definitely like Giga Schlock. It's like the bizarre. It seems like an AI was told to just crush a bunch of boomer Facebook posts together into a John Wick movie. And it's very awkward and embarrassing, but in a way that I found funny. And the action is good enough that you're like, okay, I guess I can roll with this. If the action sucked, it'd fall apart. And probably if it was a more normal movie, it'd be less interesting because it'd just be like Nobody or Atomic Blonde or any of the other like John Wick clones are just giant nothing. This one is kind of delightfully schizophrenic between having okay action, good enough action, that I'm gonna give it a light pass. It's average in the end, and I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I don't regret watching it. I think it's funny and weird and interesting. And yeah, I could have done with a few less scenes of BFAX and the Boomer Bills of Rights, I guess. But other than that, it was enjoyable enough. Connor, would you recommend The Beekeeper?
No. If you like Jason Statham, he's in this movie. I mean, he never does a different character. You know what you're getting from Jason Statham. If you like John McAction, you'll probably enjoy that. But for me, the plot was just a little too cringe-inducing and making really stupid social commentary about Joe and Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
really thin commentary, and the acting is fucking horrendous. Plots fail to pay off. Like, we almost didn't mention that the whole B plot is this FBI agent lady who's barely connected to Jason Statham. They meet like once at the start of the movie. Then she has a whole B plot because her mom, Jason Statham was the beekeeper for her mom, because after being a beekeeper secret agent, for some reason he decided, like, naturally I have to become an actual beekeeper, because he became like fascinated with beekeepers.
Yeah.
And for a second I thought it was going to imply that every beekeeper, because they said beekeeper in such a way where he's like, oh, it's a beekeeper, you're fucked, you know, like when people would say John Wick.
I think it'd be funnier.
But I thought it was like, you know those like cats and dogs, you know, where every cat and dog's a secret agent, you know, every fucking one of them. I thought it was like every beekeeper was a secret agent. I thought it was
that'd be funny.
Cats and dogs-esque situation where I was like, oh, so any beekeeper is like a master like assassin that can take out like 40 SEAL Team 6 members.
That'd be funny.
That's what I thought the implication was, but no, he's just a guy who is part of an organization which runs its philosophies based on a beehive. But there's only one beekeeper at a time, which also kind of seems to defeat the point of the bees, because the idea of a beehive is that it's like a lot of fucking bees protecting the queen and making honey and whatever else. So, I you know what, I don't get that. But either way, he is the beekeeper, and this movie fucking sucks. I'll pass. Anyways, Aiden, would you recommend The Beekeeper?
Yes. It's some nice, awkward, embarrassing boomer schizo kino with okay action. It's the only thing coming out in January.
That is true.
And
I thought this was a scrape the bottom of the barrel. It's Jason Statham action movie with the director of Suicide Squad, and it was definitely hilarious at times.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. If you like schizophrenic Facebook boomer posts about Hunter Biden and Jeffrey Epstein, and you like
Hillary Clinton,
okay action, and I have the movie for you. It's not fantastic, it's very mid, but in like a schizophrenic funny way. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you. This is our first Drunkview of 2024. It was 10 minutes long, and the power on our light went out after 30 seconds because we were using it the other day in my room for utility uses, trying to get the game collection put away.
Yeah, that did happen.
I killed it. So
and we crossed 3,000 since last time we made one of these, and now we're at 3050.
3050. It's been a while since we've done a drunk view, because January has been fucking desolate. February has a couple movies, I think. This year is so weird because like you don't know what's coming out or not with all the actor strikes and shit. It's kind of like 2021 post-COVID, where you're just going into
whatever
they can hobble together for the year. We're kind of getting another one of those since we had like a actors strike for like a third of the year last year, so
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
should be fucking interesting. March seems like a packed month, so maybe February we'll get one or two, and maybe by March we'll get rolling on the Drunkviews again. I'm hoping to have more than 10 movies to rank at the end of the year, but we'll see. Anyway, so that was Drunkview. Episode...
Something. 300.
See ya.
40, 30, 20. 320 probably-ish.
I don't know.